Hi everybody. Today we are going to draw the eyes and refine the face a little bit more. As you can see, I brought up some reference that I think suits the character. And so let's proceed to drawing the face. Okay. So we already set the base down already. So for now, we can again merge down everything that we have done. I'll save it as a new PSD. And for now, I feel that the eye should be, the eyeball can be a little bit bigger for this one in the corner. So I'm going to bring it out a little bit more. Just the left. Okay, erase the dot first, the highlight. And we can just paint over everything. Redraw the eyes. I'll make sure that the color is consistent with the other eye. And for the eyes, some things we should take note would be the sharpness of the eyelashes, the little top of the eyes. They are a little bit speckled and textured. So what we can do is we can introduce more textured brush later on, and just work on the shape of the eye first. And for now, we can make eyelashes a little bit more thin, but at the same time, we shouldn't be drawing too many detailed eyelashes because at the end of the day, we are zooming out to look at these eyes. We don't want this small detail to be too dense, and at the end of the day, we can't see what's happening in the eye. So simplifying the eyes can also be a very good thing to do. Yeah, and we have already blocked down most of the things that we need. Probably what we can also do is drawing the eyelashes. I'm using just a normal round brush and giving a little bit of strokes to the eyelashes. A little bit of texture to it. And shaping the eyebrow the way we intentionally want it to be. We can also give a little bit of reflected light on the nose so that it doesn't look as flat. Our eye is supposed to be a bit half closed, meaning when our eyes are a bit half closed, our double eyelid tend to be higher or maybe does not exist. So we should also blend a little bit of the eyelashes away. When you're half closing your eyelashes actually comes down a little bit, covering part of the eye. So that's something we can take note of and add it in like right now. Yeah, I tend to draw eyelashes going upwards, but using references, you will realize that it's not always the case. And so yeah, always use references to check for correction. Sometimes what you think might not be what actually is happening. And at the end of the day, we want her to look a certain way. We need to use reference. Be slimmer on the other side. This side. We probably not have a highlight that's that thick. And also since we can't really see the separation between the head and the hand, we can draw a line to imitate ambient occlusion over or the edge of the face. And we should also take note that the thicker the eyelashes, the more shadow it will cast on top of the eye. You are not confident in drawing the shadow straight away into the eyes. Be sure to make a new layer always. But I'm at this point I'm not too concerned about how detailed like how precise it is, because the eye is really small from far. Really small. Yeah, we are already drawing in pixels. It's really hard to mess this up. And also I am drawing this canvas really huge. This is bigger than the actual size that it should be. We are drawing at 7,000 and this picture is seen like this big, right? And too much detail on the eye will only be a diminishing return in this case. So yeah, we just do it in proportion to what we have intended to. Now we can try to use some speckle brush for the eyes. Here. Make a new layer. And since I've made a new layer, right, I can go ham on the and now I'll use an eraser to erase away part that the dots doesn't fit. This is like a highlight to the eye. If you want it to be stronger, you can always duplicate it. Erase it again. Yeah, for this eye, we probably not be seeing as much as the eye in front of us. So yeah, like really at this point, we can't really see it. I'm just adding for the sake of the tutorial for you guys, so you know how to detail the eyes in the future. And also the eyeshadow can go around the eye, so we have not done that yet. So let's give it a little bit of eyeshadow around the eye. Continuing to draw the eyelashes. As you can see, for eyes, we can have some very thin and sharp speckle around the edges of the eye. That will give the glossy look around it. And since our light source comes from the bottom, add some thinner eye highlight in the eyes. And also, since our eye has blue, what we can do is we can give some tones to the eye, where if you see there's some texture in this eye right here, there's a brown into a little bit of orange and yellow in the eye. So in this case, if our eye is blue, we will shift it to a purple or a little bit of green and tail color into it. Just a hint of it would do. You really don't need much in that. So it's up to you to make the pupil dark. Sometimes it's not required. So I'm just using a thin bit of it. Yeah, so the eye is sort of done in this case. If we want to be a little bit more realistic, we can also add the tear duct in, which is. But I'm definitely afraid of adding too much of this because it might affect the entire pieces. And also now let's move on to the nose. To the mouth. For the nose, we can deal with it later on. For mouth, I really love a smooth and a gloss around the mouth. So try to give it this kind of feel to it. So the lip would have more redness. And in order to show a glossy subject, you want some hard edges in your mouth. And also we can start adding in the shadow in the mouth itself at this point. See how dark this is. There's a little bit of ambient occlusion around this part of the mouth, even the inside of the mouth. And yeah, of course we are cheating on this part where we try to still put the teeth out like that. It can also cause a little bit of dent on the lip here because the teeth is out, you know. And the bottom shadow of the mouth. I do not want to make this too dark. And yeah, super gloss. Definitely use a Y, and then go in and add this line. For the gloss, you really need to understand where the light source come from. If this face is lighted by a light below, then maybe you will have a line here as well. And then there's some bounce light going on here as well. The top part of the lip. I noticed I didn't really follow the mouth shape because my character have a slimmer mouth. This is where you also need to look at different kind of mouths to see which one suits your mouth. I'm just simply following the material rendering of the mouth, the texture, the glossiness of the mouth. This is also considered part of material rendering. So keep in mind if you are trying to learn how to render. Okay, let's take a look before and after. I think we have added too many dark area on the mouth, but that's fine. We can always glaze back the part that we think is too much using a soft brush. Just go over everything a little bit. This way the mouth is softened again. Yeah. I do not like the shadow here. It's too dark for me. So you can actually remove that because it's just too dark. There's a little bit of blue here and then there's a little bit of red here. So that's also the shift in the lighting. That we have blue reflected, blue diffuse light on the left side. We have warm lighting coming from the front of our eyes and hit onto the character face. So these are where you also need to take note because that will affect the form of the face regardless depending on how you like the face. So yeah, having some understanding of form is definitely going to help your face look more defined and better in shape in this case. Let's go get some nose. So for nose, I am just putting a reference that is almost like our angle. Of course, this is definitely lower, like more of a mid shot than our nose. But this is definitely a good enough reference for me to reference the form of the nose and how the shadow works around the nose. So we definitely need to have this shadow right here and then another shadow right here when the nostril turns in. So let's continue to like proceed to do that. So we have this shadow, and then this part will be lighted, or it might be lighted as well. So and then we have this very dark corner right here. Sort of connected to this part, but we don't want to be too we don't want to draw the line too much. At the end of the day, we are drawing a diffuse lighting, and we're just going to indicate it instead of like drawing the entire thing. So if we zoom out, the nose is being very defined right now. Really shave the nose a little bit more, I think. Might be able to see the other side of the nose. More of the nostril. So we now have a much more realistic nose than we first have. Again, there's nothing wrong keeping the nose like that if you want something more diffuse. But yeah. It really depends on whether you want a more diffuse style of lighting or you want it to be more realistic. Yeah, either works. Either definitely works. For me, I feel that making it a little slightly more realistic would definitely show off more of your skills in terms of understanding. You can add like one line of reflected light just to push just to indicate the form of the face. I really don't like the blue here, so I think I rather use this red. And also I think we can have a little bit of red on the nose. Nose tend to be redder than usual. If I want to make it more realistic, I will also draw the form around the below the eyebrow, defining the nose bridge a little bit. This is it's definitely not necessary to draw this, especially if you're drawing a girl that has a very smooth or rounder face, or less faces with less defined features. But yeah, we can add a little bit just to make it look a little bit more realistic in my case. And also perhaps this same light that hits the face also hits on top of the eyebrow here. So, giving it a little bit of vibrancy on the eye itself. I feel that we should tone the lighting down here. like that. Feel like it's too strong, it's a little bit too strong. Yeah, once you got the form down, all these are preference, whether you want to add a light or not, they are all preference. And let's check if we like the nose or not. Definitely there's pros and cons to making a more realistic nose. The pros is we can do, okay, if we don't really like take the nose, what I can do is also erase it 50%. So it's 50% realistic and 50% you know, less defined. So that way we can have best of both worlds, right? And yeah, zoom out a little bit, and check the entire pieces of the face. See if you like it. See if you like it at this point. See what you want to add. Do I want to remove the shadow here on the face? Maybe not. So the light here on the face. Because defining the face definitely changed a little bit of the forms as well. So how we have a one line here, not sure where it comes from. Trying to remove that line. Don't be afraid to also work on parts that you think can be better, like hair. At the end of the day, you have to see the face as one whole thing, one whole piece together. So if you think drawing or giving the hair some lighting or taking away some lighting would help your painting more, be sure to do it as well. It's up to you to make the hair however texture or whatever texture you like. Right now, my hair looks a little bit rough on the textured side. But I think I'm cool with the rough texture. I find that with this rougher texture, it will look better when you zoom out. When you zoom out, it looks more sharp. I feel that there's a very bright light on the face that I think we can tone it down a little bit. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of push and pulling going on in this stage of the painting. Like, I am still not very sure about the deltoid here. Or if we add like light below, yeah, it's too pop. Or what if we add like a shadow here? So yeah, there's still room for exploration at this point. I kind of like it a bit darker here, so it will pop more of the face. And we can also add on here. And then we can also add some like red, the red from here onto places like here, because the transition from here to here is too sudden. There's no red here. So adding a little bit of red here on the hair will slowly make the transition look smoother. Sort of like a gradient. And let's make the horn looks a little bit better. Right now the horn shapes are just very crooked. Like I said, we needed like the horn to look at least decently designed with more organized shape. So initially we just randomly lasso it. So right now we at least can have like repetitive shape like here. Sorry, let me find a brush. 100% round brush. And let's make the shape look better like this. Yeah, and somehow there's a white line here that is messing up the form. Gonna make sure doesn't make the form look too ugly. Especially like rough texture like that, there shouldn't be a soft light going through the entire soft edges going through the entire thing. So you gotta paint over a little bit. Crafting in more interesting shape to the entire drawing. Okay, now we are in the glow of the horns. One thing we can also do at this stage is to use a sharpen tool, make the horn look more textured. So I'll show you guys in a minute after I do this part. So and here we go. So let's take out our sharpen tool right here. Below the smudge tool. So again, we can merge down whatever we have painted. The and we got this because we have old color dot just now. We can erase that first. Okay, so how the sharpen tool work is that let's say you want to show the like crease edges around the lava area, because we didn't really use a hard brush, so it's tough to show that part in a very crease way. So sharpen tool will help you pop the edges out really nicely. So yeah, use it with really proportion, because it's really easy to destroy or make everything look too strong. You can also use this on the face. I'll show you in a bit. In fact, we can just go through this once, because this should be a fairly detailed part of the. And for the eyes, any place with a softer edges, we can go through it, especially the eyelashes. The edge of the eyelashes will be nice to have this kind of gloss, and it also make your sparkle look a little bit sharper. So maybe we can see it when we zoom out. Yeah, we do, and of course I do want the sparkle to be in the eyeliner itself. So let's go in and paint away the sparkle in the eyeliner. Sorry, not eyeliner, the eyelashes. Right now I feel that this part of the eye is not as defined, so let's go ahead and work on it a little bit more. What we can also do, the eye on the back is right now too small, I guess. Liquefy a little bit, make it bigger. Oh, seems like I found a happy accident right here. We can push out the chin a little bit more. Looks a little bit younger, I guess. Sorry, I might have to liquefy again. Don't feel like, yeah, it doesn't feel like she has a chin, so I think giving her a little bit of Botox at this point is pretty relevant. We can control. Okay, we don't have to. We can just check like that. Yeah, I kind of like the eye being slightly bigger and a little bit more shape on the mouth. And so if you actually in the beforehand we had like face on a separate layer and masking on a separate layer. If you have to at least get the face like 80% to 85% correct, in case if not there will be a lot of paint over or edit afterwards. Then that's definitely not what you want. Wonder if adding some pink on this part of the hair would work. Maybe we can add it here on the edges, because light comes from this pink of overlay color comes from our front. A little bit. Because I can't really stand how dirty this part is. Having a little bit of pink should make it look better. Actually, even like here, feels good, man. I think we might have accidentally here. Let's try another pass of color dodge. At this point, I'm just adjusting very minor things, but this is also the thing that can pull out, give your character more life if you add it on the right places. It's just to shift our focal point onto a certain area, darkening a certain area, and giving us more contrast and better colors on certain area. Feel that we need to definitely gloss this part or lighten this part a little bit more. So we are not really looking towards her, because this part is a little bit too dark. And we can also add like a hard light layer. That's probably in the FX layer on top already. For this one, we are going to add like some depth to the character. If the hair is at the back, perhaps yeah, we'll have a fork like that. To help with the depth of the character. I guess that's it for this lesson. On the next lesson, we are going to finish up this painting, and I will see you guys on the last lesson. Bye bye.